folks, Matt here on the planet, and today I'm running injured. Officially injured. Injured to me means you've got to stop running. I'm probably in the first time in 4 years maybe. This is probably the first time in 4 years I've actually had to stop running. Reason why is I've got a problem with my hip stroke groin area. That's the area that's causing the grief, more the groin area than the hip. But I've got two suspicions. One suspicion, it's a stress fracture of some sort. So I've got 3 suspicions. The second one, I walk a little bit now, that hip's gone. Hip is totally gone, which will be a bit of a knacker. I don't think that's going to be the case, but it could be, who knows. And the other one is some kind of like groin tendinopathy. The only reason I think that is because that's what I've googled, and you kind of get that pain. In a week or so, about 10 days from now, I've got an appointment with a physio because I've had it for about a month and it's not getting any better. I had it before I did the Great North 10k, and I wouldn't say it's getting any worse, but it's definitely not getting any better. So from a running point of view, so the week of the 22nd of June, normal training week. The week of the 29th, down a little bit, down to 50 kilometers, but we had the Great North 10k at the weekend of that. I was still struggling with it a little bit then, but it was fine through the run. Last week I had a 10k run and an interval session, so only 18 kilometers, and straight after that I've been doing strength work. I've been doing strength work anyway, but I've been doing more focused strength work around the groin area, so I really don't know what's wrong with me, but hopefully the physio can kind of sort it out. If it is just tendinopathy, that's great, and that just means I can pretty much run through it. It'll give me some things to do, I'm assuming, and we'll be able to get through that in no time. Morning, gents or girls. I think it's girls, isn't it? How you doing? You alright? So yeah, and then this week I did 5k on Tuesday, so there's 4 days off there, and then I'm out today on the Friday. So what's happened over the last 2 runs is I've been out in the first few hundred meters, like I've just done there, it's been awful. It's really like I've just got pain everywhere, pain shooting into my legs. So it's difficult to understand and diagnose what's going wrong with it. Stuff I've looked at on the internet, it kind of feels like it is a growing thing, but it's not improving to the point where I can actually run more. I'm actually running less to keep the same level of recovery, if that makes sense. So like I said before, I'm going to go down to physio and see if I can get it sorted out. I really hope my hip hasn't gone, because that's kind of a thing. I don't think it's gone, but it's possible, isn't it? Everything's possible, but it's something you can't get sorted out quickly. Even if they'll let me have it done at my age, I'll be on a waiting list for 2 years or something like that, won't I, before I actually get it done. So that will put pay to running a lot. But anyway, I think I kind of have it. When I've had the other injuries, I've had calf strain sometimes, and then shortly after the other one's gone. I've had knee strain definitely straight after that one, the other one's gone. Hamstring, sometimes I've had the hamstring problem and then the other side's gone as well. But I've had it less and less over the years. I'm talking more about niggles over the last 4 or 5 years now, and the reason is that as soon as one side starts going, if I feel something straight on it that day, I'll get on my strength training and try and put it right, and that's always worked out well. But this one is like I'm just seeing no progression at all. So this run I did last week, the one I did 4 days ago, 5 or 10k was it? I can't remember now. 10k maybe, the other one, or even 5k, and then definitely along Tuesdays was just 5k, and definitely there's no improvement. And what's probably going to happen today is that after I finish the run, I'll run a bit more now. I've done a few hundred meters and it was okay, and it slackens off and it gets easy, and it goes from like a 5 or 6 out of 10 pain to about a 1 out of 10 pain, and I can run, and then get home, I have a shower, and then a couple hours later I might be sat in the sofa, and I'll get up off the sofa, and it's like it's not creaking, but it feels like it's creaking, if that makes sense. It's really, I can feel the strain in the muscles, but it might be in the bones and it might be in the nerves that sending the signals back to the brain that there's something else that's wrong. And that's where it's like, I've never broke a bone in my body, but I don't know whether there's a stress fracture there or not. And when I've questioned it twice before that I've had a stretch factor somewhere in my legs, physio said no, you haven't got a stretch factor, you'll be hurting a lot more than that. So that's why I'm suspecting it's not that. But it's just something that I've got to get done, I've got to get repaired. So what I've got coming up this year now for races is obviously in October we've got the marathon, the Frankfurt marathon, which we're really looking forward to it. Still am looking forward to it. It just means I might be, performance wise, I might be able to perform as best as I can, but if nothing else, I go there, do the race, get the intel, and maybe go back the year after. But who knows, it's still a good 3 months or so away now. I just wanted to be really into my training now, really, like doing intervals every week, doing the long runs every week. I haven't done a long run for I don't know, 4 weeks now, and I want to do a lot of the work in the heat training now. We've had the heat waves in the UK of late, so that hasn't been going really well. But I hear people say, when does your training block ever go well? Well, my training blocks usually go quite well. Very rarely, I miss 1 or 2 runs or stuff like that, and maybe I don't hit the paces a few times, but I usually have a really good training block, and this one already is terrible. So there's probably a good month of it that's kind of like rehab rather than performance. So that's where we're at with it. I've also got the Scottish Half, which is the next race, and the Great North Run, which is after that in September. So the Great North Run, I was never going to race that anyway this year. Hopefully I could turn up and just run it as a decent, well, I might race it, but more than likely I won't race it. It'll be some kind of a performance workout of some sort if I do some racing. So maybe like last time, I run pace on the downhills and then easy on the ups and stuff like that, keep you fresh for the marathon. And then the Scottish Half was supposed to be a really good test because it's a really good position. It's about, let's say, it's about 10 weeks out from Frankfurt, so I can afford to push myself a little bit better, a little bit harder. It's a good race, good kind of surface, as long as it's not too hot, because it starts at 11 o'clock and is in the middle of August, and last year was a scorcher. But if it's not, it's usually a good race to try and go for a PR. So I might be able to go for a half marathon PR, and my schedule was fitted in that I would run something around about 15 to 20k as a threshold. So yeah, there we are, that's where we're at. I'm not worried about missing the next couple of races, and if it's still really bad, I just won't go to the Scottish Half, but I'd like to try and get there. So next step is to try and do a bit of rehab, take a look at this run on Strava, Friday the 17th I think it is, see how this went. If I can pick up to about 5 minutes per kilometre, that'd be really good, but I'm not bothered about pace really, just want to be able to jog it back. So I'm gonna crack on with this, see what I can run, see where I can jog. If it hurts, I won't run. But usually what I'm finding is it kind of slackens off a little bit. I'm really data logging as well, to the point where I've got the physio, because I know what the kind of questions he's going to ask us, what's happening, what's the pain level when you're doing this, how long does it last for, that kind of stuff. So I kind of know, because I've worked with him before a good few times. We know what he needs to know, so the more information I can give him, the better accurate. So today's to test to see if I feel okay, that I'm improving, what I'm going to feel like after I've done the run, and then we'll get down to physio. So fingers crossed, hopefully we can get back to some decent running soon, but no interval session this week, no long run session this weekend. Let's hope for a better week next week of training. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Marathon training's going not so well this time. Another thing it could be arthritis. I hope not.